Hey, Shining Stars friends, it's Miss Cinda and Hush Puppy. Say hi. Coming to you from the Brady Studios, where today's story is brought to you by the letter L for Little Lambs. The story is called Snip, Snip, Little Lambs, and it talks about what sheep go through in springtime to get prepared for that wonderful season. Now, of course, this is a problem solution story, just like Miss Cinda loves to read to you. And I'll be pausing at some points to talk about some things, but to also ask you to put on your thinking hats and maybe make some predictions about what could be happening next. So, this is Snip, Snip, Little Lambs by Tommy DePaula. Winter was finally over at Fiddle-Dee-Dee Farms. The snow had melted and it was beginning to get warm outside. The Woolsey children couldn't wait to run and jump and play in the fields again. "As soon as the mud dries up," said Mama. "When will that be?" asked Mary and Tom and Tim. "It won't be long," said Papa. Each day it was sunnier and a little warmer. Each day they looked for the spring flowers to poke their heads up in the garden. And each day Mary and Tom and Tim made plans to build a kite to fly from the top of the hill. Then one day Papa said, "The sun is shining, the mud's all gone, and now you can play outside." "Hooray!" shouted Mary and Tom and Tim. "But first, it's time for spring haircuts," Papa said. All winter long, the Woolsey's fleece had grown thick and curly. It kept them nice and warm in the snow, but in spring, everybody in the Woolsey family got haircuts. Clip, 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 clip. Let's see how the children look now. Spring was such a wonderful time of the year. Look at them frolicking and romping and running and playing. But that very night, a cold wind blew down from the north country. "Woo!" the wind howled. Let me hear you all help me with that. "Woo!" as it rushed around the house. Papa Woolsey made a big fire in the fireplace. Mama Woolsey made a fire in the kitchen stove. We've talked about those old-fashioned stoves, haven't we? Granny Woolsey placed quilts on everyone's bed. Oh, look, it's a patchwork quilt, something like the one we made. Mary and Tom and Tim shivered and huddled in front of the fire. It was so cold. As the fires died down, everyone went to bed. See the children in the loft? Mama and Papa down below? Well, everyone except Granny. Now I want you to take just a moment and really study this picture on this page. So we know Grandma is up. I want you to look at the picture clues as a way to help you figure out what might be going to happen. So we have a spinning wheel up here. And down here below, we have a basket full of the children's sheep wool. So I want you to pause the video for just a moment and see if you can guess what Grandma Woolsey has in mind. Okay, now we're back. I hope you made some good predictions. Wow. Well, "Huh, this is a surprise," said Papa, when they woke up in the next morning and looked out. Fiddledee Farms was white with snow. "It's too cold to go out today," said Mama. "Especially with your haircuts," said Papa. "Oh, no," cried the Woolsey children. "Just when we could play outside again." Look at those sad faces. "I wish we hadn't gotten those haircuts," said Mary. "Now we can't have any fun," said Tom and Tim. "Oh, yes, you can," said Granny. "I've been busy all night." Look what's in her hands. Do you see that white ball of yarn and the knitting needles? And do you see these 3 garments hanging on her arm? What do you think those might be? I bet you can guess. Look. And Mary and Tom and Tim had a grand time outside, wearing their haircuts, which Granny had made into brand new sweaters. And that is the end. A problem solved. Granny's pretty smart. Now, what she did was she took that wool and put it on the spinning wheel, which stretches and twists the wool into yarn. And then she wrapped the yarn around the knitting needles and made their sweaters. What a great solution to the problem. I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope that you go on to Google Classroom and find our letter writing practice for the letter L, for lion and lamb, and there are projects there for you to make your own handprint, lion and lamb. Before we go, I want everyone to make the L sound with me. Here we go. L. Perfect. All right, guys, be looking to see you soon. Bye-bye.